Guys, Isaac from Cherokee Chevrolet here today. Got another video of this or that today. The first video we're going to be talking about is this 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. It's a beautiful car, and I'll just get right into it. Starting with the outside, we got this beautiful red color. It's a 3.6 liter V6, 290 horsepower, and I believe it gets about a 21 mile per gallon mileage. So not the best, but definitely not the worst. You can see we got touchless gas cap, which is really nice. You don't want to get gas on your fingers when you're filling up. We'll show up the back. Here's the back. With the third row seats up, it's about 17 cubic feet. If you put all the seats down, which is the third row, and also you can put the second row down, you'll get up to 86 cubic feet of storage. This is how everything looks with all the seats down. You can see we have third row charging, and way up there, second row can also control the AC. They have charging, and they also have heated second row seats. Right here, interesting button, interesting feature. If you put the liftgate to a certain level and you hold this button down, the liftgate will only ever open that high. So maybe you're putting it into your garage and you don't want it to hit the ceiling or something like that. That's what that'll be for. Hopping inside, we'll talk about the comfort and convenience features a little bit. We have this beautiful wood trim all across the door, dash, and steering wheel. We have Alpine speakers. If you're not familiar with Alpine, their quality rivals Bose speakers. I mean, just for a second, let's appreciate the screen. I think it's very beautiful. It's not too big, not too small. I mean, it's just perfectly flat, perfectly sleek across this dashboard, and it's very maneuverable, very natural to use it. It's got Apple CarPlay. I don't have it set up right now, but Apple CarPlay looks just about like this. You know, you'll have your music, your navigation, all that. Speaking of navigation, it has navigation. Very nice. This is four-wheel drive. It's got different little modes: sand, mud, snow, auto sport. You can see them all there. The one thing I don't like is kind of like the dial for going into gear. I'm not a big fan of it. I know some people are, but if I was really being picky, that's one thing I don't enjoy. Another thing is it doesn't have wireless charging, but I mean, it has 4 different charging spots, 5 actually, if you count this. So you'll be fine there. Another thing has the moon roof. Let's see if I can get it open. And it goes all the way back there. It's a dual panel moon roof, and I mean, it's just beautiful. So honestly, I'd say this Jeep, we're comparing this Cherokee to a Equinox that we have on the lot also. But honestly, this Jeep, I would say, rivals a Traverse. This would definitely be in competition with the Traverse. As you can see, beautiful leather all around. Some quick safety features. It's a lot like Chevy Safety Assist, pretty much the same actually. Forward collision, alert, and emergency braking, lane keep assist, and steering, and also rear alert, side blind zone mirrors, and also heated mirrors, which is really nice. So overall, really good car. If you need something for your family, if you want something just really comfortable and really convenient, this is going to be a good car for you. It's a 2021 Grand Cherokee, 22,000 miles. We just got it in, so I actually don't have a price from my boss yet. But if you're interested, feel free to let me know. So, thanks guys. Back at the dealership, one more thing I wanted to point out about this Jeep Cherokee, just because it is that nice, is I really like how this car drives. Probably the smoothest car I've ever driven, the most responsive car I've ever driven. It just feels really good. It feels really good to drive. I honestly rivals, if not it's better than a lot of new cars I've driven recently. So if you want a good car, check out this Jeep Grand Cherokee. My name's Isaac, and hopefully I see you guys on the lot. Alright guys, now I'm doing the Chevy Equinox. So second part of this or that. If you haven't seen the first part, the Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited, I'm gonna be comparing this to that a lot, so just so you're not confused if you haven't seen it. I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of doing this car dirty. The Grand Cherokee Limited is one of the higher trims, and right here I got an Equinox LT, which is kind of like the base model. The LS is lower, but here's what we got for the LT. I'm mostly comparing them because they're both SUVs, kind of like a family car. I saw they were both red and they both have moonroofs. So I was like, let's compare them. I already compared the Traverse. I already made a video on the Traverse. I figured I wouldn't do another one on it. But we'll just start talking about it. It's got a 1.5 liter i4. It's about 170 horsepower. So 120 horsepower less than the Jeep Grand Cherokee. And I can feel that. When I was driving it, this definitely felt slower. Not as fun. Also has touchless cap, just like the Jeep. We'll open the back up. This is a 2-seater, not a 3-seater, but you can see it's got just as much room as the Jeep does. I think it's a little bit less. I want to say, well, not a little bit. I'd say 70 cubic feet, so about 20 feet less. But still, if you're looking for a 2-seater, not a 3-seater, not a bad choice at all. It's still a lot of storage for what we're looking at. You can see this one also has all leather. It doesn't have AC controls or heated seats for the second row, so the Jeep has it beat there. It does have charging though. Hopping inside, it doesn't have any fancy trims, and it also doesn't have any special speakers on it. It's got Apple CarPlay, but it's wired. It's not wireless, so you'll have to plug it in down here. It also doesn't have wireless charging, so they're the same on that. It's got the, we'll call it like the pull lever for the gear. I personally like this more than the dial that the Jeep has. So for me, the Equinox is beating it there, but it's not a big enough difference for me to really take it into. This also has a dual panel moonroof, which is really nice. Safety features are pretty much the same. When I was driving, I will say the lane keep assist felt nicer in this Equinox than it did in the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Not a huge difference. Again, probably not a big enough difference for me to really take it into, but it's still something to keep in mind, right? With the 1.5 liter inline 4 engine, it's a 28 miles per gallon mileage, so that's about 8 miles better than the Jeep Grand Cherokee, which over time is just going to save you money. It's just going to keep compounding and save you more and more money, right? Two things that I didn't talk about in the Jeep that I only noticed because this Equinox doesn't have it. One, it doesn't have paddle shifters, and it doesn't have all those modes. The Jeep had sports mode and the paddle shifters, which made it a little bit more fun. The other thing is the Jeep, I realized it had a button up here in the front that opens the lift gate, and this Equinox doesn't. This one we just got in, so we also don't have a price on it yet. And I know I'm really kind of bashing this car, but it's still a beautiful car. It still has plenty of features for what you need. You know, it has safety features, it has Apple CarPlay, it's got a bunch of storage for what you need, right? If you're a bigger family, then of course go with the Jeep. But if it's only for you or you and your friends, this is a good car for you. At the end of the day, if I really had to choose what I would buy purely just off of the car, I would be choosing the Jeep Grand Cherokee. But this is a 2020 Equinox with 60,000 miles, so a bit more. And so this is probably going to be, if I had to guess, for sure at least $10,000 less than the Jeep Grand Cherokee, and might be even more than that once I do find out the prices on both of the cars. If you want something still good and still comparable to the Jeep for a lot less money, this Chevy Equinox is going to be a good choice for you. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the lot.